Here's left. Pulls up, looking for the lead, and he got it. Jalen Williams, 2 seconds, 1:11.109. Out, SGA, probing, piercing, spinning, hanging for the lead, and SGA knocks it down. The Thunder finally get the defensive stop, and SGA puts them in front.
I'm Kenrich Williams. You're listening to Topic Thunder.
And welcome back, everybody, to another edition of the Top Thunder Podcast. I'm your host, Dylan Hunsinger at Thunder Chats. We're part of the B League Network, and this podcast is brought to you by FanDuel and nobody else. Joining us today is the man, the myth, the legend, the Underscone, Connor, 3Cone. What up, Cone? How you doing, sir?
Doing good. 14-1 feels pretty nice.
Yes,
yeah, man, they're hooping. It's nice like that. I'm just never really stressed during games. I saw some people in the timeline, like the Pelicans came back a little bit in that second quarter, and there were people that were kind of stressed. I'm like, Shai's going to come in, and then especially in the third quarter, we're just going to annihilate them, and then we went up by 30 points. So, yeah, I saw people freaking out, like, what is this lineup? Like, you know, they're doubling now, and now the lead has gone from, it was, I think, 28 to like 18. They're like, what are we doing? I'm like, guys, it's the Pelicans. Like we're fine. So
what we was doing was trolling.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're just trying stuff out. That's what we've always done.
Mm-hmm.
Really, the thing that stressed me out was the Shai 20-point streak. I got a little bit. I was like, he's still gonna get there, but I had a little bit of a moment where I was like he's gonna take the shots, but if he goes like cold randomly here in these final few minutes of the third quarter, I don't think he's playing the fourth. I got a little nervous there.
Yeah, I saw people freaking out about that, and I think I tweeted it out with like, I think there was 4 minutes left in the second quarter, and there was like a timeout, and like I saw so many people on the timeline just like, this is the end of it, like the heartbreak emoji, like the 20-point streaks going down the drain. I'm like, guys, there's so much time for Shai to get the 20-point streak. Like, I think he had 15 at that point. I'm like, I have no worry at all, and it wasn't immediately after that. I think he actually missed a shot after that, and then iHeart did a tip. But it was like right after that when Shai hit the 3-pointer, and immediately next time down the floor, gets to the line, 2 free throws. The streak is hit, and I think he hit another 3 to boot just to go on top of that. Like 8 points in like 45 seconds or something like that. It's like, why were you people ever worried?
Yeah, it was just honestly my bigger concern was that Shai is just selfless, and the Pelicans were setting so much pressure at half court. I was like, are they just gonna? The Pelicans love to do that. They love to send so much pressure at Shai and let their defense just get annihilated otherwise. I think I saw someone tweet out that when Shai was on the court with an offensive rating of like 150 tonight, like it was just absurd. Yeah, it's. I mean, I guess they got to try something because their straight up defense definitely wasn't working early on in the game. But yeah, my only thought was I knew it was like Shai's going to shoot and Shai's going to make these shots and he's going to get to 20. But my worry was, are they going to keep sending these doubles? And like, is this what the Pelicans are going to try and leave with? Like, I'm leaving here with something. They're like, we're not going to win this basketball game, but if we can take Shai's 20-point streak, let's go ahead and take it. So happy he left with that. Unfortunate they made like a small run. Like Jordan Hawkins played pretty well in the fourth quarter to lower the net rating boost a little bit, but we're so spoiled that's what I'm worried about. I'm like, ooh, the net rating isn't as high as I want it to be after this game. It's just kind of the state we're in. So
listen, I mean, the net rating, it did go down a little bit with the Jordan Hawkins magnet ball, but there was a lot of good things that came from tonight and the Hornets game as well. And, we will talk about them now in the single large item. Hand up, like I was telling Cone, I did not get to watch the Hornets game.
Ooh.
Nova was in the hospital over the weekend.
Okay.
Cone,
I won't boo. Sorry. I knew that. I didn't think you were going to say it. I didn't think you were going to say it. I just wanted to boo you. I was like, oh, it's fun. We'll play along with it. But yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I just had to get my boos in.
It's all good. No, thankfully it was a quick visit, but it did occupy our time. But so I didn't get to watch the Hornets game. So we'll do the heavy lifting there. But tonight, if I'm going with a single large item, I just got to say, I put out a tweet, Cone, and obviously, like, you're an NBA historian, like, you keep your eyes on the league as good as anybody.
Yeah.
I think Chet Holmgren's offensive game right now, like what we're seeing post his mini injury at the beginning of this year, is better offensively than what we were seeing pre-injury last year.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree. I mean, Chet's playing the best basketball of his life right now. I put out a tweet, and I don't think people realize how efficient Chet has been so far this season. He's averaging 19.9, like just under 20 a game. 8.3 rebounds. He's now up to 40.4% from three. So he's 40% from the outside, and he's shooting 69.4% from two, which, if that maintained, would be the 17th highest single season 2-point percentage in NBA history. As a guy that is also shooting 40% from three. And he's doing that while anchoring the best defense in the NBA.
Yeah.
And, with the news that Wemby is going to be out for a few weeks, get well soon, Wemby. I'm really hoping he's back for our Christmas game, because obviously it takes a lot of juice out of that if Wemby's
the
not
NBA
there.
is too.
Yeah, I mean, you want to talk about Chet playing the best basketball of his life, and Wemby's making that all-NBA first-team type of jump MVP conversation. You want to see that on national TV on Christmas. Like, my family's going to start trying to turn off the game if we're up by 40 against the Wemby-less Spurs. So I need them to not have that happen. But yeah, so it's really unfortunate, but it does come with the potential for, he was probably going to win Depoy. If he plays enough games, he probably will still win it. We'll have to see when he comes back. But if he doesn't play enough games and qualify at 65, he's missed one now. So you can only miss 17 on the season. There's not a lot of time you can miss. Chet feels like the natural fit to be Depoy next. And I mean, how do you not, I said recently, he is an all NBA lock if he continues to play this way. And I feel very strong about that. People try to bring up other names, but I don't think those people understand what Chet is doing. I still think he's pretty underrated in the eyes of most people, because he's one of the most efficient scoring bigs that we've seen in the league ever so far this season, while playing this all-time level defense. I mean, he's a lock for all NBA. He's a lock for All-Star is not even a conversation. We don't even need to have the All-Star conversation. Right now it's shooting for Depoy potentially, definitely all first team all defense, and maybe even a third team all NBA.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And he's getting it done in a variety of ways. His 3-point shot looks as good as it has. He's no longer shooting the laser beams at the rim. He's got arc on his shot. It looks pretty. It's a quick release. It's a fluid release. And his handle has looked so much better here recently.
I tweeted about that too. It feels like last year there were multiple times, even when he was playing well at the beginning of the season, where he brings the ball up and he's getting stripped, or he does the spin move in the paint, he's getting ripped. That's just not happening anymore.
Yeah, and he's driving in, he's driving into the lane, with his handle. Multiple times he had a really almost to the point, why are you shooting that contested mid-range jumper? That's just nothing but nylon.
He just doesn't miss
games. He's been so on fire. Holy crap, Jamal Murray, what a shot.
Yeah.
He's been absolutely on fire. And he's been dunking everything, man. In the fourth quarter, first of all, why was Chet in the fourth quarter when we was up that much? But there in the fourth quarter, he had so many putbacks. He had that one where he caught it and then just flipped it over his head and put it in. He's absolutely nuts. And you take all that, what he's doing offensively, and what it boils down to is he's being aggressive. And, I tweeted out, we love an aggressive Chet Holmgren. This has been, I've been beckoning Chet to be aggressive, going back to last year. It felt like a lot of the times he was kind of, sideshow is the wrong term, but kind of he was out of the
faded
action
a little bit.
Yeah, it was very much like Shai and Jalen Williams, even iHeart in the pick and roll, iHeart out of the hub, and Chet was hiding in the corners, or kind of out on the wing, kind of just a participator. He wasn't in the action as much. And I just wanted to see him be more aggressive, and we've seen it be more aggressive. It's been awesome, and I'm hoping that when Dub inevitably comes back here in the next couple of weeks, I'm hoping that continues. And I think it will early on, because, Dub's obviously going to have an acclimation period of whenever he's trying to, get back to the level that he was playing at offensively. But I want that to continue throughout the whole season, because if you can get Shai and Dub, who was already clicking at a high level offensively last year, and then you bring Chet into that fold, we were already a favorite to repeat, but you talk about that, that's a crazy offensive triumvirate that is also impactful defensively. Young, contract control, locked up for the next however long. That is a dynasty waiting to happen.
Yeah, it's a combination of the efficiency and the aggression from Chet. And when we talk about the biggest issues the Thunder ran into at some points last season, a lot of issues with zone, for example. Chet now being an incredibly efficient mid-range jump shooter, especially on that turnaround in the middle of the floor, makes it so much easier to break zones. The connection that he and Isaiah Hartenstein have now, passing the ball to each other, lobs, like that is a huge development as well. Like that's the reason why this team is doing what they're doing so far this year. Yeah, Chet has only played 124 regular season games, and he's already looking this good. In fact, I kind of put it in a little bit of a historical context. Like I didn't even, I don't even think it clicked for me quite how efficient he was. Highest true shooting percentages ever for a player averaging at least, I did at least 19 points per game. Jokic this season right now, 76.9 true shooting percentage. Like, good Lord, that's ridiculous. Jalen Duren this season too is at a 72.2. Then it's Chet Holmgren. Like right now, if the season ended today, things are going to change. We'll see where the efficiency goes. But he's currently having the third most efficient 19-plus point per game season ever by someone true shooting percentage wise. And again, to do that with the aggression that he shows now, the defense, like even if Chet, his numbers might drop a little bit when J-Dub comes back. Everybody's numbers might drop because, of course, Dub's offense is going to be a factor. Like that's something we want to highlight, we want to utilize. But it's not. He shouldn't go anywhere, and I don't think he will. Because I think in addition to, this team being better, the chemistry is just also a lot better. There's a lot more fluidity. And when it comes down to it, now you run Dub and Chet together. You can run Shai and Ihart together, like Chet and Ihart together. You've got all these duos that work so well together. I don't think there's ever going to be a duo or a lineup out there where Chet's just going to fade into the background because he is now our go-to zone buster. He's a knockdown three-point shooter, which makes him a lot more effective. And not only that, but it might have been our guy Focus who tweeted out, but I saw someone tweet out that apparently I didn't fact check this, but I believe it because I can't remember any points. I don't think Chet's been blocked this season on a jumper.
Yeah, that was Focus.
Yeah, okay, that's who I thought it was. But like last year, there were multiple times like you can remember where Chet gets a three or a pull-up jumper or like a turnaround and he's getting blocked. Like that higher release point, the quickness with it, the fluidity. I mean, all this stuff. Yeah, his numbers might drop a bit when Dub comes back, but I don't think he's going anywhere. He's not going to fade into the background at all because of how good he's been, but because also it's not just him taking extra opportunities and running with it. It is also him improving to the point where those extra opportunities are just cashed in more often. He's still going to get plenty of opportunity. He's just a lot better now and a lot more poised. And when J-Dub comes back, there's going to be even more space for him to operate to the point where I think the numbers are going to hover right about the same. Maybe he's not putting up 20 a game and it's like 18. But there's not going to be much of a drop off. The efficiency, I think, is here to stay.
Yeah, it's also they've done his rotations pretty weird. Like the Thunder have been doing this thing where they rotate Chet and Ihart off of the floor at the same time.
Yeah, they're like always out there together.
Yeah, and just put Shai out there with J. Will and Carlson, which we talked about. Like they're like facsimiles of Chet and Ihart. So it makes some sense, when they're on. And shout out to Carlson. Carlson played great tonight. But it has been weird. And I think that, once Dub comes back in, I think the rotation pattern last year was Ihart kind of stayed out there with Shai and Chet, ran with Dub a little bit more. So I could see that also helping him. Just if he continues this aggression on the offensive end, running the pick and roll with Dub in the second units, like it's going to be killer, man. It's going to be killer. Also, I wanted to ask you kind of also about Chet. We spent this whole time talking about his offense, but defensively, obviously he's been great. Like his impact has still been great. Like the eye test that's out there, but his blocks feel like they're down. Like I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I feel like his blocks are down. Do you think that Dub coming back into the lineup will help Chet be more aggressive as a shot blocker?
It might. And I think part of that is like Chet's barely played the center at all this year. He's been almost exclusively a 4. And that's leaving Ihart, of course, as that main rim protector. Chet is still doing stuff weak side. He's still getting blocks in transition, things like that. But he's being asked to guard a little bit more on the perimeter. And again, it also hurts his block numbers because this defense is so good at keeping anybody away from the basket because we don't get blown by on the perimeter at all. So I'm not shocked that those numbers are down. And I do think once Dub comes back, and Chet's more playing some 5, we're going to see those block numbers go up. Like I think right now he's at 1.3 on the season, 1.2. So it's definitely lower than like we're typically used to, well above 2 for Chet.
Right.
I think that ultimately does just come down to what we talked about with playing a lot more 4 when Dub comes back. I think he's going to be a lot more him at the 5 lineups alongside Dub, like to maybe start those fourth quarters. And we're going to see some more blocks in those spots. Yeah, I for sure.
Absolutely. Love it. All right. You're up, brother.
Yeah. Let's talk. What do I want to talk about? Real quick, I'll give a shout to Lou Dort, who played really well tonight. Finally kind of getting back into rhythm after the injury. Last game against the Hornets, he was really rough. It was not a good game from him. But tonight he had 5 threes, 4 of those in the first quarter. He had 4 threes. All of them came in the first quarter. 5 made buckets for 17, 1, 1, 1, and 1, and a plus 27. Lou was awesome. He was really, really good. And I know a lot of people, like, we've been playing so well, so there have been people talking about, oh, is Lou become expendable and this and that. I still think he's really valuable. Like, he still is a 40% three-point shooter, even if he struggled to start this year. The past few seasons, he's just been a reliable guy from the outside, and our three-point percentage is starting to kind of come back up a little bit. We shot 40.5% tonight. I want to check where we are in league rankings now in three-point percentage, but it's coming back up, and I think a big part of that continuing to be the case is Lou kind of continuing to get back to himself. Like right now, we're at 34.8, 21st in the league, tied with the Detroit Pistons for 20th. So we're just sub 35% from deep. And, if Lou gets back to himself, that's a big boost. But yeah, I just want to give Lou a quick shout out for the way that he's been playing the way that he played coming back off injury, because, it's kind of hard to get acclimated there.
The t-shirt under the jersey has like unlimited aura for Dort too.
It feels like something like I have just seen Lou wear forever. Like, I don't know, it just feels right. I feel like that elite defender that can kind of knock down shots, like that just feels like a look that works.
It showcases his giant shoulders too. Like you don't like pay attention to how big his shoulders are until it's like, oh dang.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, shout out to Lou. It was good to see him back. I guess we can talk about Shai. I
guess why not?
Yeah, I guess why not? Hornets game, he was unbelievable. Like, they just had absolutely no answer for him at all. 33, 4 and 7, another 30 and under 30. He's just become the 30 for 30 guy. Crazy to see that stuff, and obviously the efficiency was elite. There was no one that could stay in front of him. The Hornets at one point, for a majority of the game, they were putting Miles Bridges on him. Like, that's the point that they're at, where they're like, yeah, Miles Bridges, try and stop Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He got fried. Like, it's unsurprising. The Hornets did keep this relatively close. Like, they were shooting really hot from 3 to start off the game, but that obviously slowed down. Shai really got going and just kind of slammed the door shut. It's typical Shai stuff, so no real surprise there. And then tonight, 23, 2, 8, 3 steals and a block, 5 of 9 from the floor, 3 of 5 from 3. What I want to talk about is the efficiency for Shai, because, on the season now, I think this is probably going to brought him down to right around 32 points per game on the season. Let me check what his exact stats are now, points per game wise, 31.9. So he's just below. Obviously, Pelicans sending a lot of doubles, not having to play the fourth quarter. His points per game dropped a bit, but the efficiency jumps. And we've reached a point now where Shai 50, 40, 90 is very attainable. He's averaging 31.9 points. And after tonight, 3 of 5 from 3, he's up to 38.6% from 3. And if you just take out opening night, where he shot 1 of 9 from deep, couldn't really hit anything. Without that, he's 41.7% on the season. So since opening night, he's almost a 42% three-point shooter. That goes along with his field goal percentage, which is 53.3. That's going to be above 50. We're not at all surprised at that. Free throw percentage after, it was below 90, but he went 10 of 10 from tonight, 90.4. So at the moment, he is just 1.4% away, one bad game away there in opening night, away from being 50, 40, 90 so far to start the season, 15 games in. And last year, we saw that three-point shot take, steadily steps up in the back half of the season, and there were some ups and downs in the playoffs. But so far this season, the shot looks really good. Like, he is taking a lot of those pull-up threes, running around the screens, and they look really, really clean. They look super fluid. Step-back threes. He's getting a few more catch-and-shoot threes so far this season too. He's just getting some more varied looks, really good looks, and he's knocking them down. Like, the shot is the best it's ever looked from the outside.
No, absolutely, and he's been so confident with it as well. And we talked about over the years how we wanted Shai to take more catch and shoot threes, and it feels like he's doing that, but he's doing like a high variety of threes. Like tonight, he had that one where he just kind of dribbled to the right and just pulled up. Like he kept squared and pulled up. But his like patented move, and I want to find the tweet that talked about it. But his patented move is like the left punch dribble step back.
Yeah.
And that's something he's been honing since like 2021.
Yeah.
And it's actually Jace Hoops that tweeted it out. I want to see if I can find it, but oh yeah, here it is. Let me share the screen here. Boom. All right. Yeah. So it says he hand tracked all 83 of Shai's 3-point attempts. This is not including tonight, but on the left pound step backs, he actually shoots a much better percentage than anything else that he does. And I replied to the tweet. What's awesome about that is it's something that you can scout. Like I could see it coming from like whenever I'm watching it in the game, like, oh, like he's getting to that step back, off that left-hand dribble. But what he did, and he did it in the Houston Rockets game, and I think it might have been the shot that sent it into overtime. But he did that left-handed pound dribble. He stepped back, and whoever it was, like overcommitted. He comboed it into a hezzy and then a blow by and then pull up on the baseline. So like whenever you can add like the combo to what's already like a deadly signature move that, a shot, like a move that you can get to at any point in the game, whether it's in the half court, whether it's in transition, semi-transition, whatever. And you're able to combo that into another way to get to another spot where you're deadly at. Like it's just, he's breaking basketball.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with Shai is it's just counter after counter after counter after counter. Like there's just no consistent way you can stop him. He wants to get to that mid-range, but you also know he wants to get to the basket because he's one of the best finishers we've ever seen at the guard spot. And so it's like, okay, well, I can't, fall back too far because I got to stop him in that mid-range. But then if you do step back a little bit too far and he pulls up for that shot, you're like, oh shoot, and you jump out and then you bump him and he goes to free throw line. Mm-hmm. If you stay too committed, he blows past you and just goes ahead and hits that scoop layup over you, or he finds somebody out in the perimeter because that's become a thing that he's gotten better and better at doing. And now you had the 3-point shot in there, especially that step back. Like that is the weapon that you want as an off the dribble scorer, the way that Shai is, because it replicates, like you said, a lot of his arsenal. Like he likes to go to that kind of pound before he attacks downhill sometimes, or before he tries this, like he snakes around a screen, hits that to kind of get the defender to freeze and figure out, okay, where is he going off this screen, and then makes his move. And now the fact that he combos that into a step back three, it's almost like Shai's like you're watching someone play like Mortal Kombat or some type of fighting game where there are so many different combos. It's like he just has all the buttons mapped out. Like, those fighting pads that some people use where it's just like, it's not like a typical controller for anybody who doesn't know. It's just like a rectangle and it has just a bunch of buttons and every button is corresponding to like one combo move. Shai's just like hitting that on a basketball court. And like you could even see his fingers, but you can't figure out what the buttons do. Like it's like it changes every time and you can't even map it out. You're like, what is happening? That's the kind of way it feels like Shai plays basketball sometimes, is like he's a Mortal Kombat fighter where you think you know exactly what move he's going for. And then he goes ahead and hits you with like a left jab or ducks under your punch and then hits you with something else. And, he's getting an and one. It's crazy how much he's developed. I before the season went back and like watched a little bit of Shai's first year here. And it's crazy because you can see the flashes, like, you can tell it's the same player. If you just silhouetted them, you'd probably be able to say, okay, that's probably Shai. But it's just the fluidity of it all, the quickness, and it's specifically the combos and the counters that he's developed off of those typical moves. It's ridiculous. Like it's impossible to guard. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, and you talk about like his growth. Like this is a guy that we joke around, like said he completed basketball last year because he got the MVP, he won the finals, he got finals MVP, he was the scoring champion. Like he did all these things, and like for all intents and purposes, he was a top at least 2 player in the world last season. And this season, we're talking about a 3-point shooting leap. We're talking about a playmaking leap. He's averaging more assists than he has in his career. We're talking about protecting the basketball leap, which shout out to our guys at Nerd Sesh. Carson Braber put out a crazy video today talking about how his turnovers are like the lowest for like, a high usage, like a guy that has as much usage as Shai. And also his, God, I lost my train of thought. I was cooking and I just lost it. And his defense isn't suffering either. Like, I feel like whenever Shai is in like these big games, like, specifically the Rockets stick out and also the Warriors and the Lakers, like, I think Shai is like as pesky and as aggressive and solid on ball defender this season that I've seen in his career. Like, he's all the way locked in. Like you see all these people talking about how the Thunder are just like this well-oiled machine. Like, there's no title hangover. And it's not only is there not a title hangover, it's like they're hungry for more. Like, it's they're not satisfied. You hear Shai talk about how, it didn't sit right with how they won. Like, and it's not because what people say, like, they see that headline like, oh, he's talking about Howie. It's like, no, it's because they knew they could play better than what they did in the playoffs. So
the Thunder could have run through the competition.
Could have swept every team.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where we talk about Shai wanting to become an all-time great. Like, he's the most obvious all-time great ever. Like, it's just, it's so obvious, I think, to anybody with eyes, or at least it should be. But it's the stuff that he does that puts it in perspective. I mean, yeah, he's taken another step like this every single season of Shai's career. It's like, oh yeah, this is the best version of Shai we've ever seen. Like, it's just every year you can say that about him. And it's crazy that is the case. And it's what you need because, the NBA is, trying to catch up to the Thunder now. Like, the Thunder are the team that everybody's chasing. And so Shai getting better, especially for a team that didn't add anybody, the key was internal development and growth and honing to the point where we do play more to our capability in the playoffs the way that we did in the regular season. And Shai developing this 3-point shot, becoming a better playmaker, being locked in defensively the way that he is, all this stuff, taking care of the ball, is all stuff that's going to contribute a lot when it comes to playoff time. And, you're trying to go ahead and repeat.
Yeah. Leadership goes from the top down, man. And, whenever he sets that example, it ruminates through the rest of the team. So let's talk about the rest of the team. Single large item. The other one that I have for tonight is, in the spirit of development and growth, like, I can't say enough how impressed I am with Isaiah Joe.
For sure.
He was a guy that, like, he was missing the first few games of the season. Obviously, we were undefeated before he came back anyways. And it was like, you kind of forget about the impact of Isaiah Joe because he didn't get to play as much in the playoffs because, obviously the rotations kind of shrink in the playoffs. But as soon as he came back into the lineup, like, he had at least 8 points every single game, except for the last game. I think he had 3 points, had double digits every game, except for those 2 games in which he had 3 and 8 points. And it's not just his 3-point shooting. It's like, he's turned into a microwave scorer, man. Like, he can get it done in the mid range. He can get to the rim. His playmaking was flashing like crazy tonight.
That pass to not only the one behind the back, but the one where the ball flew up in the air and he tapped it forward to Isaiah Hartenstein for the dunk. Yeah, like, I mean, they got the same name. They got the same brain. It's crazy.
Yeah, they got the mind meld, man. Yeah.
They do.
I mean, his growth as a playmaker, we talked about late in the season how he was getting like 6, 7, 8 rebound games. Like, his growth as a rebounder and defender, like, he's turned into a complete basketball player as opposed to the spot-up shooter that the Sixers just left by the wayside. And again, shout out to the Philadelphia 76ers for dropping Isaiah Joe and allowing us to pick him up and to grow him and mold him into the player that we need him to be. And he's been awesome, man. He was awesome tonight. He's one of those guys that he's going to make his impact while the game is still within reach. I think he had like 3 threes in the first 3 quarters. But even as the game, in the fourth quarter and whenever Shai's on the bench and you're trying to just like make sure they don't try to, get a comeback going, Isaiah Joe's the guy that scores like 6, 7 points, there at the end. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. That was completely accidental. He was the guy
it's the same space one.
He's the guy that scores those points there at the end to, keep the game out of reach. So, shout out Isaiah Joe, man.
Yeah, I mean, he's up to 14.7 points per game on the season, shooting 40.5% from three and 8.4 attempts. Like, that's incredible.
8.4 attempts is crazy.
Yeah, he's launching them, which is great. That's what we need. If we want to get the 3-point shooting up, get the volume up. throughout this season. We did that a little bit last year, but even more now, shoot a bunch of threes, like try new looks, especially because he's got kind of a different jumper this year. It's a little bit quicker. Go ahead and take those shots. It really does feel like if you give him even the slightest bit of space, now he can get that shot off. It really feels like between Chet and Isaiah Joe, like it feels like a lot of guys in the team worked on their jumpers this offseason. Like I wonder if that was like a point of emphasis, was making jumpers more flexible and making it work in better spots to help out with that like 3-point shooting, because Chet's 3-point shot looks more fluid, and especially the release point feels a bit higher, working on that arc. Isaiah Joe's kind of has that too. Shai's 3-ball doesn't look super different, but it looks like fluid. And I mean, he's jumping into that pull up really, really well. So I don't know. It's just interesting.
Hey, so somebody in the chat, I think like a couple games into the season when we were struggling from shooting, somebody said Chip England was on fraud watch. I think you guys the apologies need to be as loud as
fill out the Chip England apology forms. Fill them out.
We need those. Kevin, do you have anything else you wanted to mention about these couple games?
Yeah, I mean, I guess just let me pull up the Hornets box score real quick, because that game was just such a. I mean, it was like kind of close, and then we annihilated them, so it almost just got erased from my memory a bit. I will say, like, Alex Caruso was healthy tonight, just a healthy scratch because we didn't need him, and we're like, let's just rest him. That's super dope that we can do that.
It became very clear early on how much like we didn't need to like play our guys. Like I counted, there was like 8 behind the back passes in the first half, and it wasn't just Shai. Like it was iHeart, it was Isaiah Joe, it was Jalen Williams, it was everybody. And like iHeart was like begging, like he screamed at Chet to pass him the ball just so he could airball a 3-pointer. Like,
yeah, it's tough. It's so funny because the angle that you see on the broadcast, I was like, that's in. And then it just missed everything. Yeah. I was like, okay, it's not in.
Shai took a dribble handoff and shot it from Curry range. Like they were just trolling.
Yeah, he shot like that Lakers 3. And I was like, ooh, but just missed it. Yeah, a couple other shout-outs. Like, I mean, iHeart's been fantastic all season. We've talked about him. Hornets game, he had 12, 5 assists with a steal, 6 of 10 shooting. Multiple times where he hits the turnaround hook shot over Ryan Kalkbrenner, who's huge. Like, he's like 58 feet tall. So that was nice to see. It feels like he's been better than ever getting to that spot, attacking off the dribble. Tonight, he went coast to coast. We saw coast to coast Hartenstein. He got a steal, drove it all the way, and hit the All-State hand celebration. All right, okay, iHeart. Also, on that note, Shai's new 3-point celebration. I feel like we haven't talked about that.
Oh yeah, what is it? He like claps and then.
Yeah, it's almost like the load in the gun. That's kind of sick. Like Shai's never really had like a celebration of any kind for anything. So I don't know when he decided.
He does, and then he goes away from him. Like I remember, like his first year at OKC, whenever you make a scoop, he would like stare at his hand, and it was like, oh, okay, cool. Like I actually had an interaction on Twitter with him because I was like, it's Baby Yoda. And then he had to go home, and he did that like 3 times, and he was just done with it. And then the playoffs, he was doing the 2.
He's just trying them out. He's just trying stuff. He can't stick with anything too long. He doesn't want to stick. He wants to be able to continue to move on. But like. iHeart's been so good. Kaysen, while we're talking about steals, 10 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, 2 of 2 from 3 in that game against the Hornets. And Kaysen Wallace, 3-point shooting now. Let me check the exact number before I say it. On the season, he's at 37.3% from 3. So he started off really, really rough. That 3-point percent just come up quite a bit. That's kind of been the whole team. I think over the last little bit here, like if I go to our last 10 games that we've played, let me check what our 3-point percentage is at, because I think the beginning of the season, those first few games are like really, really tanking us.
Yeah.
Last 10 games, we're 8th in the league in 3-point percentage at 37.9%. So if you're worried about the 3-point shooting, we've been fine. Like we've been good.
It was our guy TJ. He said
that was TJ. Yeah, I fill out the Chip England apology form ASAP here. We'd appreciate it. And then over the last 5 games where we've been at 15th. So it's been above league average or above ever since the first couple games of the season.
I mean, the last 5 games we haven't our guys haven't played. Well, I guess the Warriors and the Lakers, but the last 3 games, like our guys haven't played in the fourth quarter, have they?
Yeah, not really. I mean, yeah, like the Hornets game, we went 1 for 4 from 3 in the fourth quarter. Shai didn't play. Like Chet played 8 minutes. iHeart actually played the entire fourth quarter, but Isaiah Joe only played a few minutes. That's the thing too. You have to remember, like our numbers are going to be skewed because of Like we've got so much low leverage.
Right.
Every fourth quarter is basically low leverage for this team. And you're out there playing guys that aren't typically part of the rotation. The 3-point shot is going to drop. The net rating is going to drop a little bit. It's so funny, even with the net rating dropping a little bit, like we talked about in the fourth quarter, the Thunder are still at 15.5 net rating right now.
Gosh.
Which I don't think I need to tell y'all would be the best in NBA history. So, yeah, I think that's kind of everything. The Hornets game, again, like they stuck around for a little bit. Did you see the Hornets jersey court combo?
I did. That was wild.
I didn't know how I felt. I kind of liked them both individually. I don't think I liked it as a combo. I don't think it worked. Like the jerseys were just weird enough to the point where I was like, okay, this kind of works. And I kind of like a cool alt court, but I think it was just too much overall, I think.
Yeah, it was very loud. The colors were very loud. And also like
there are a lot of
come from with the Hornets.
Yeah, that was the thing too. I remember when I did my
was that a Bobcat shout out?
I don't really even know what it is, to be honest. I remember when I did my preseason video, like talking about the new jerseys, theirs hadn't quite been released yet, but they were like, we know it's going to be just yellow. And I was like, for what? Like, where does yellow come in for the Hornets? So, yeah. And then tonight, we didn't even mention, was it 49 points first quarter? Most points in the Thunder quarter ever?
Dude, like, I didn't even realize in the moment, like, that was a high, like, I don't know why I lost my head. I was like, this feels high, but I feel like it's been higher. No, it was a record. And also, like, I got to the point, like, you hear players talk about how, like, we don't even pay attention to the score. We're just playing basketball. I was kind of in that same point. I looked down and it was like, oh, we're up like 27 points already.
Yeah. No, I agree. I, for some reason, thought we had a game within the last couple of seasons where we scored 50 in a quarter. I really thought we did. So I also didn't realize it was a record. But yeah, like the first quarter literally just looked like the Showtime Thunder. The Pelicans didn't have their first rebound until 9 minutes into the first quarter.
That was wild.
Like I posted on Twitter and it's like, this is crazy. And it says 3 minutes and 21 seconds, I think, left on the clock in the first quarter. And they showed at the bottom that the Pelicans had no rebounds because it was either us getting a second chance opportunity or just hitting the shot straight up or forcing a turnover. Like they just couldn't get a rebound. And credit to them and Jordan Hawkins, Trey Murphy, they fought a little bit, but Jeremiah Fears was awesome. Micah Peavy was also kind of sick. He had 16 on 7 of 9 shooting. It's so unfortunate for them. They shot 42.9% from three and 48.8% from the field, 86% from the line. Like they shot really well. They had a really good shooting game and they got obliterated. Like it's just, there's not much you can do.
Honestly, it's been a constant. Like I think Dolan tweeted out that Zach Lowe was talking about like, OKC's defense and their opponent's 3-point shooting luck and how it hasn't mattered. Like their opponents have shot really well from three, and it still hasn't mattered. Like they've still been just an absolutely dominant force,
which is crazy because our defensive rating advantage, which the Nuggets is definitely going to go down after tonight. But right now the Pistons are in second place behind us, 6.3 below us. Ours is a 103.2.
Crazy,
which is not just the biggest gap since it's been tracked. It's like triple the biggest gap there's ever been. Like the biggest gap, I think, is like 2 point. Because I was tracking this a lot last season. I think it was like a 2.1 or 2.4. And I think it was the 2015-16 Spurs over the. Yeah, it was 2.6. 2015-16 Spurs over the Atlanta Hawks. And their data goes back to 1996-97. Like this isn't just the best defense by a mile in the NBA. It's like the biggest gap there's ever been between number one and number two.
Yep.
So it's going pretty well.
Yeah, times are
good for a depoy, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And hey, that's a great way. We're going to transition. We're going to take a break before we talk about our other stuff here. But yeah, right after word from our sponsors. And our sponsor today is FanDuel Sportsbook. As Cone mentioned, the depoy odds have shifted like crazy today. I'm going to pull them up while we're talking here. With the news that Victor Wembanyama is going to miss some time with the calf strain. As we mentioned earlier in the podcast, it was instantaneously. Like as soon as I saw the news about Victor Wembanyama, I ran over to FanDuel to try to see what the odds were. Chet Holmgren was already the favorite, plus 130. I mean, hey, it's looking like it's not out of the realm of possibility that the Thunder get the MVP, the Defensive Player of the Year, and the Sixth Man of the Year in AJ Mitchell. That would be really awesome. I wonder if FanDuel will let you parlay that. Like they're kind of they're kind of finicky on what you could probably. Let's just see what we can
the
do.
Thunder, the all Thunder one.
Yeah, I think it has to be different teams because, like, let me see if I did Wemby. Yeah, it has to be different teams. So that's annoying. That would have been really cool to do a little parlay.
Just the Thunder win all the awards play.
Just Shai, Chet, AJ Mitchell. Why not? Hey, I still have my AJ Mitchell ticket. I don't remember what the odds were for when I got it. Oh, I got it at plus 2,200. He's no longer the favorite right now. Jaime Jaquez is the favorite.
He's been sick.
Yeah, he's been good. He had like 13 points, I think, tonight. So, AJ Mitchell's down game against the Hornets. Kind of over, not as bad now. So Jaime Jaquez is the he's the favorite at plus 280. AJ Mitchell's at plus 700. Colin, how you feel about my chances with AJ Mitchell?
I mean, he's got a shot. I worry a little bit about Dub coming back, but also when Dub comes back, it's going to be like right now he's started some games. Like he'll have more of a consistent role off the bench, which I think could allow him. Like right now we're asking him to sometimes face off against their starters. Like if he plays more minutes against benched units, then I think we could see a bit more of an uptick in like efficiency. I still think AJ is going to score a good bit. I think really it's just about Jaime potentially coming back down to earth a little bit. And I could see a world where that happens. So, yeah, I mean, I think at minimum, AJ will finish top 5 in the race. And I mean, if you've got someone that's in that conversation with an award like Sixth Man of the Year, especially where things can rapidly shift like so crazily, I think you're in a pretty good spot.
Yep. All right. Hey, I'm gonna hold the ticket. I don't have a cash out anyway, so I mean, I have to hold the ticket, but I still feel pretty confident about it. When I do have cash outs periodically is the Thunder to win 70 games. I used a 25% profit boost on that. I think it was like plus 890. So, it's gradually been growing. I think my last cash out, I put 25 on it. My last cash out was like 45. So we're creeping up to double cash out on the value. So that's great value on that. And listen, the Thunder don't look like they're losing anytime soon. So
yeah,
the Thunder play the Kings on Friday. FanDuel's been doing no sweat bets for the NBA Cup games, so keep it locked in on our Twitter. We'll be doing another group parlay, which everybody picks a single prop. We've had great success with those so far, right, Kyle?
Yeah, great success.
But hey, no, this is the one. This is the one because we're putting it out there that Dub is going to be returning. We're putting that into the universe. Speaking into existence, and we're going to put him in the parlay as well. So
my prediction for Dub, I think it could be Wednesday.
Oh,
I think it could be Wednesday. I think there's a shot. I mean,
wait, is Wednesday our first time? Yeah, Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday's the home one against the Kings. Yeah,
right.
I think it could be Wednesday. I mean, we saw like I tweeted out that we were. I think I tweeted something about like the Dub return is coming soon or something like that. And he retweeted it. And then someone else tweeted about like, I think I tweeted, I was like, we're now in the window, the 14 days. It's been 14 days. Like this is the window for him to be reevaluated. The return is coming soon. And he retweeted that. And then someone else tweeted about him coming back and he commented under it with a video basically like, don't tell people kind of thing. He's doing stuff that's hinting at the return coming very, very soon. And I don't know. I mean, first home game, like against the Kings feels like a very easy, like ramp up opportunity, especially in this part of the schedule. Like it gives him a game to come back and then he can go play against Utah where his brother plays, of course.
Yeah. I
don't know. I think it makes sense.
See, that's what I was thinking. I almost put out a tweet today, but I didn't have the energy to type it out. So I think any of the next 4 games make sense because you have the first home game, or not first home game, but you have the next home game. You have the Jazz game in which he's playing his brother and presumably his parents will be there. So, that would be a cool moment for him. The Blazers after that's just our get back for being the only team that we've lost to this season. And then I think is the Wolves on ESPN. And, he had that little mention there at the end of the Lakers game, like, hey, I still play basketball at ESPN. And he said it like specifically, like maybe he's hinting at something. So
that's also the game that's the one for if we're talking NBA Cup, beating them like locks us into making it to the next round, basically.
Yeah.
because they're the only team ahead of us at the moment with point differential. And it's so nice to see all this space between games after all we played. We've got Wednesday the 19th and Friday the 21st and Sunday the 23rd. Then we're off until Wednesday. Like no game Monday or Tuesday.
Gosh. That's going to be a boring start to the week.
Yeah, then we have a game on Wednesday, none Thursday, then Friday, none Saturday, then Sunday. Like, we don't have a back-to-back again for a minute.
Yeah. That's good. Reward the champions, man.
Yeah, we've got Sunday the 30th, and then Tuesday, December 2nd, and then December 5th. Like, I cannot find a back-to-back.
Yeah,
next back-to-back scheduled, it's going to change a little bit, but they shouldn't do it during the NBA Cup because we've got Jazz on the 7th and Clippers on the 17th at home. So 10-day gap there, but that's all NBA Cup scheduling based on how we do and things like that. But the next schedule back-to-back is until December 22nd, December 23rd. So
that's more than a month away. So loving that.
Up.
That's great for getting the team healthy.
Very good.
Because, we're missing, obviously, like we got Dort back. Caruso is healthy enough to play, but
we gotta get Wiggs back, man.
Yeah. Dub and Wiggs are like our next two big ones. So we get those back, all the stones are popping back into the Infinity Gauntlet. But you can bet on all these things and more on FanDuel. Go to FanDuel today, place you a parlay, get in on the action. We talked a lot about the Thunder, and vibes are high with the Thunder. Again, we are 14-1. The streak is still alive. Lu Dort shooting is back. Chet Holmgren is an All-NBA player. Dub returns on the horizon. But there's another thing to be excited for if you're a Thunder fan, and it is the Los Angeles Clippers and how bad they are and us having their unprotected pick.
We do have their pick. They just fell to 4-10 on the season. That's tied with the Grizzlies, if you're wondering where they're at. The unfortunate part is that a lot of other teams are really bad in the NBA so far this season, so they're not the furthest down. But the Clippers, their record in the last 9 games is 1-8. So they were 3-2. Now they're 4-10.
Man,
tied for the 8th best odds with the Charlotte Hornets, or I guess tied for the 7th best odds with the Memphis Grizzlies. Even not too far behind the Dallas Mavericks, the Sacramento Kings. Kawhi Leonard, we still don't know when he's going to return. Bradley Beal is out for the season. Derrick Jones Jr. is even announced today is not going to play for a little while. They're kind of falling apart, like more than they usually have. The Clippers have, of course, never been the healthiest team, but even now, like they just can't seem to keep guys on the court. And I guess, when it is an old roster, it's not super unexpected, but also they are horrific defensively after they were really good last season. I think even when healthy, it's just not a good team. So we've seen some big jumps. Like the Hawks and Mavericks jumped from pretty far down these past couple of years. It's even if we get like the 10th, the 11th, the 12th, the 13th pick, one of those from the Clippers, that is a huge win. Never mind if that thing jumps into the top 4, like, the rest of the NBA does not want to see it jump into the top 3. Because we get any of those guys.
I was doing Sims the other day, like for just like 5 minutes, and it was alarming. It was alarming how many times we jumped into the top 3.
It's like it's a 26.3% chance. Like that. You give us above a 25% chance to jump. Yeah, hit the Sim lottery button. Let's see what it does.
A couple times here. All right, that's a boring
First time,
one.
drop once.
Oh, there we go. Top 3.
Number 3. Second
and number 10.
And number 10. And the Hawks get number 2 from the Pelicans, which is just egregious.
Yeah, that's nuts. Out number
2. Number 2
and 10. I was about to say that's the ideal scenario. This is even better.
Yep. There we go. Number 2 and 10. That's
one?
Nice.
No, 4.
No, not that one. We got number 4. We've 3 out of 4 spins. We've been top 4.
Yep. Let's see what we got. Oh,
yep. Top 4 again. 4 out of 5.
I'm saying, back to reality.
Ah, man.
Still get 2 top 10 picks though. Like,
that's the thing.
Like, we gotta have perspective. Like, as awesome as it would be to be top 4, like if we was to get 2 top 10 picks after presumably repeating as NBA champions, that would be nuts.
Yeah, we're in a fantastic spot. All right, 4 out of 7.
Yep. Oh, back in top 4.
5 out of 8. Let's get to 10.
Can we split it?
5 out of 9. Yeah, let's see.
Number
1 pick for the 10th spin. So 6 times out of 10, we jumped into the top 4. And the last one, we got literally the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah. And I think we got top 3. Was it 3 or 4 times?
4 times.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
Yeah. So
come on, man.
that feels fan. The fact that like really are the Clippers going to be a bottom 7 team? Probably not. I mean, maybe, but
It's not
probably
possible.
not. It's not impossible. But Kawhi comes back at some point. They're going to win some games.
Mhm.
But I mean, in this Western Conference, a number of teams have been better than expected, and the Clippers have been way worse than expected. I don't think it's impossible that we've got like a top 10 shot at number 1 overall pick. And again, the Clippers or the Mavericks jumped up huge as well as the Hawks the past couple of years for that number 1 pick. But the flat lottery odds, it's not impossible at all. And even if you just get a shot at it, to have a shot at getting the number 1 pick in this draft or even a top 4 selection while also being the favorites to win the championship is ridiculous.
Yeah. And honestly, like the Suns have been surprisingly like solid. The Blazers have been scrappy. The Jazz have honestly been scrappy too.
They have been.
Their record doesn't reflect it, but like they've played in a lot of close games. The one thing that kind of sucks in all this is the Grizzlies. They've been rough, and now Ja's gonna miss some time as well. So
yeah.
They could creep into that, or I guess they're already tied with them, so they could go above them in the reverse standings. But hey, there's plenty of time. There's plenty of time for a lot of season. And the thing about the Clippers, and this was like the running joke going into the season, it's like they're running a retirement home. Like they don't have young players on their roster, and like what happens with old players, they break down as the season goes on. So like it's not impossible for them to have even worse injury luck. I'm not putting that on the Clippers. Let me put that out there. Not putting that on the Clippers. I'm just saying.
I mean, like right now, they've been getting heroic efforts from James Harden, who's been so good this season. And they've still lost 8 out of their last 9 games.
Is James Harden the second best guard in the West this season? Or no, I'm sorry. We can't include Luka. I'm sorry. Is he the third best guard in the West?
I mean, no, Steph's probably still there. But I mean, he's probably number 4.
Yeah,
so far this season. Probably Ant. I guess. I don't know. I would probably still lean Ant.
Ant had 12 points tonight. Okay,
that's true. No, he had 13 points tonight.
Oh, okay. No, it was Randall that had 12 points. I'm still bitter.
Yeah, get it together, Dylan. But like James Harden, I mean, he's again playing like all NBA level basketball this season, and it just hasn't mattered because unfortunately, Thunder legend Chris Paul, it's like beyond cooked for him, and. I don't know if you saw the numbers. I saw a tweet. I can't remember who it was from, but like they've got like one of the worst transition defenses like ever. Like it's horrific,
man.
And I guess who would have thought when you put a bunch of old guys on the team, they can't really keep up.
They don't want to run.
They just can.
It's
saw someone tweet about their creaky knees. I'm like, that's a crazy way to describe it. Don't say their knees are creaking. That's too much.
And what's funny, Alex was talking about, can't believe DJJ is also missed for the Clippers. He's one of their youngest players.
Yeah, he's one of their best defenders. Like,
it's
just crazy, man. Because their defense last year, they were the second best defense behind us. I think Orlando might have finished number 2. Where were they? They were number 2 or 3. They were number 3, right behind Orlando. This season, you want to guess where they're at defensively?
Ooh, I'm gonna guess they are bottom 10.
Yep, they're bottom 10.
I'm gonna say 7, like bottom 7. So like what? That's 23rd.
That'd be 24th. They're 25th.
I was so close.
They're below Utah and Charlotte defensively.
Ew. That's
Utah, who hasn't had Walker Kessler for quite a few games, and he's out the rest of the season.
Yeah,
they're also below the Bucks. Portland, whose defense has actually been super underwhelming this season so far. Memphis, Chicago, Philly, the Knicks, all these teams, they're worse defensively than. They're just barely getting past. They're only 1.9 points better than the Sacramento Kings defensively this season.
Man, that is nuts, man.
It's rough. They just don't got the juice.
They don't got the juice, man. Yeah, I mean, hey, hopefully the Clippers keep losing. That would be great. I saw some Clippers fans on the timeline just like completely giving up. They're like, we gave this team half their franchise. Like we should at least be able to share in the joys of their titles. Like I've seen
Clippers fans revolt and say, you know what? Yeah, you know what? We are going to give the Thunder. Like, oh, y'all hate on us. Guess what? Yeah, we're going to ruin the league for everybody. Like I saw someone be like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
said
Thunder,
if we can't win the title, then nobody can for the next 18
exactly."
years.
They're like, "We're cursed. Screw this league." Like Thunder, you want AJ Dubasa and Cam Boozer? We'll help you find a way.
Oh
Like,
god.
yeah.
That'd be wild. That'd be wild. And obviously, like it's early in the season. People have their opinions on who they would want if we got the number one pick. I've found out that people are very opinionated about that, like very strongly opinionated about that. But early in the season, but I will say I've talked to the Tyrers today at No Ceilings, Rucker and Metcalf. They will be joining us the Friday after Thanksgiving to kind of talk about that scenario and also all the other players in the draft this year. I know Virginia Tech has a guy that a lot of people have been excited about. And yeah, there's a lot going on in the draft, and the Tyrers will help us cover all of that. But apparently Nova is awake, so I think we covered everything that we need to talk about. But I do want to make the not special announcement, but huge announcement. It's funny, Alex is in the chat. You guys know I put out the fan event tweet, and I told you the link would be dead at the end of November 14th. That was true. It was dead, and we sold out of all 100 tickets that was available to us. That was the quickest we sold out of 100 tickets, so that was awesome. But the Thunder have restocked us. We have 50 extra tickets. Now, those tickets get you to the game. They get you to the after-game experience where you get to go onto the court, shoot the half-court shot for the chance to win a basketball signed by the NBA champion Oklahoma City Thunder, and also you get to take a big group photo with everybody as well. So all that is still included. There are 50 tickets available. I haven't tweeted it out yet. I haven't tweeted out that we've restocked or anything. So this is a listener exclusive. Whether you're listening to it now or you're listening to it retroactively, I will post the link on Twitter tomorrow at noon Eastern Standard Time. So you have about 12 hours to try to get to the head of the line. And honestly, it'd be really cool if I didn't have to post the link, because our listeners, like the people that directly listen to us, just sold out of the rest of the 50 tickets. And, we just go on about our business and know that the Top at Thunder faithful is going to show up and show out. I wanted to get more than 150 tickets, but they said that since we are doing the half-court shot, we can't have the event staff out there all night with more people. Like, if we have like 200 people, they'd be out there forever. So 150 is
already a lot. It's already a lot.
It is. And 150 would still be the most that we've ever had at an event. So you definitely want to be a part of this. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to be there. My family's going to be there. Cone's going to be there. Alex, I think Moles is going to be there. Chaney's going to be there. Jerry's obviously going to be there. I think Dolan's trying to be there. And I think Focus is also trying to be there. So, we're trying to get the entire unit there. And we want to see you guys there as well. And again, shout out Alex, Dr. Prof, coming all the way from Germany to be a part of this event. So if he can come here from Germany, you guys can come from wherever you are in the United States or anywhere else in the world for that matter. Just get on over here. If you need help getting a ticket because, you're international, let me know and we'll figure something out. But with that being said, I need to get off here. The Thunder are a powerhouse. Vibes are high.
Best defense ever, by the way. Like, they keep playing like this, not even last year I was like, yeah, they're in that conversation. This year, the way they're playing right now, if this keeps up, they're the best defense ever. There's not really a debate. So there you go. Yeah. The rich get richer. Yeah. We'll be back Friday. We'll talk about the Kings game and the Jazz game. I know Focus is going to be on. I think Dolan will also be on, and we'll see who else is going to be on. Could probably be me, Alex, Tierney. Cone might even be there. Who knows? We might have the whole unit on the podcast. We'll see.
It's not impossible. But with that being said, everybody have a great night. God bless. Hooping you can. And as always, Thunder up.